Like a relentless malignant tumour, this video series is back, and like a malignant tumour, no amount of radiotherapy can possibly hope to cure it. Well, that's not true, is it? Because that does actually work. I think the point I'm trying to make is you can't cut this out without notable scarring and hair loss. So, with that in mind, let's proceed. And I have, boy, do I have a treat for you. I don't, but I've definitely got a treat for me. And, you know, ultimately, that's all I care about. I'll show you what that is in just a moment. Honestly, it's been about 2 days since I last played this, which might as well have been a decade, because I've forgotten everything. Billy Hatcher. Oh! Oh! I didn't know we could unlock Puddin'. Wow, let's unlock Puddin'. Puddin', son. Look at her, she's got a tattoo. She's awful, isn't she? She really is awful. That 42 tattoo looks a little bit like a swastika. So I'm slightly concerned about that. And she dresses like a whore. A hooer, if you will. Okay, this Burning Ranger stage. Alright, sweet. Right, let's do this. Okay, so the surprise I mentioned, the present I mentioned. Look at that. That looks ridiculous. Yesterday, I was at a crossroads in my life. I was in Tesco's, where most of my sort of important decisions are made. And I had the opportunity to buy Call of Duty Black Ops 3 for 20 English pounds. For you Americans out there, that's 4.2 million pesos. Picked it up, took it to the till, and she was like, "Oh, you can't pay for it, you've got to take this electronics desk." So naturally, I cursed and left the game at the till and walked away. And did not buy it, and I'm going to call that willpower. But then, in a perhaps completely in character, unnecessary purchase, I was launching this game from Steam, and I saw that they had the Ryo Hazuki DLC for 99 English pennies. For you Americans out there, that's 50 pesos. And I couldn't resist, so I've got it. Also, he's got pretty decent stats, so I'm quite stoked. So how ridiculous is this? You can't even see him. It's just an arcade cabinet for Outrun. That is fucking exciting. And it means you don't have to watch him play as Tails anymore. Even though he's level... Maybe I will play as Tails. No, I'm kidding. So we have Rio. Does he have upgrades and stuff? Oh, he does. Oh, you get them all by default? And that was 99p well spent. Fuck, this involves decision making. I want speedy solo. I'm not too fond of boost, so I think we're probably going to go for that one, because I really get boost. Well, this is already off to a brilliant start. Sorry about the coughing, I'm fatally ill. This does answer my question of, can you unlock Ryo Hazuki? The answer is yes, if you pay for him separately. Which is a bit shit. I think I paid about 99p for this game, so paying the same price for DLC is just wrong. Up until the point you realise they've got a little gif of Outrun playing in his arcade cabinet. I highly recommend this game. I highly recommend this. Even if you don't buy the game, buy this DLC. Gift it to a friend. Give your friend the gift of useless DLC. Right, here we go. That is so cool. Oh man, that is so cool. That is so fucking cool! Shenmue 3 coming out, I don't want to say soon. We'll go with coming out apparently. It does look, I mean, granted it's very early days, but it does look quite rotten at the moment. It's just horrible concept art. Well, it's not even horrible concept art, it's just horrible character models. It's super weird. I would have liked it if they'd sort of, I don't know, just uprooted the Dreamcast models. Just make the Shenmue 3 people were expecting. HD that shit, you know. 1080p's, all that nonsense. I cannot wait for this thing to transform. I'm so excited, so excited. Holy shit. Last time I was this excited was with my own I can't even say it. Butt mitzvah? I don't know. Oh, look at this! Oh, it's so good. Oh, this was such a good decision. So rarely do I utter those words in hindsight for anything I choose to do in life. But, you know, there's an exception to every rule. Not every rule. Actually, I was on YouTube yesterday. Actually, it wasn't YouTube. It was somewhere much more sinister. But let's pretend it was, so I don't get arrested. And this bloke in the comments section was insulting people because someone just misunderstood the name of a game. He thought it was like a HD thing. It wasn't. He was like, either one of two things. You're either completely... no, you either don't speak English or you're an ape, right? And I sat back and thought about this for a moment. And I was thinking, how many English-speaking apes does this man know? Because as far as I'm aware, most apes, I dare go as far... I'd venture as far as to say all apes don't speak English. Is that fair? So, the irony of this was that in his sort of dismissal of the quote-unquote stupid man, he himself has made himself look even more stupid. You know, it's not a contest. But, I don't know, here's some advice. If you're going to insult someone due to their stupidity or lack of intelligence, perhaps don't sort of put your foot in your mouth and make a bigger fool of yourself while you do it. That's all I'm saying. It's like saying, he thought 1 and 1 was 4. Everyone knows it's 6. What an idiot. It's just like, you're terrible. He made an honest mistake. You're just a knob. But yeah. By the way, if you do find an English-speaking ape, and I'm talking fluent, by the way, then I admittedly will take the hit, and I'll say that I was wrong. But no, I'm almost certain apes don't speak English. Planet of the Apes was standing. That's a movie. It's not real. Like the moon landing. The moon landing. Well, that's the race one. And a little bit of education apparently for no one. See, even Rio's model looks weird there, like the render they've made. I suppose that's the other trouble with like creating a sequel to a game that's well over 10 years old. You've got to take that low poly model with today's sort of absurdly high poly models and realistic rendering techniques and make it somewhat faithful. And it's going to be difficult to make it faithful because it doesn't have that much detail in its original form. But we shall see. It's kind of like when you see Nathan Drake in Uncharted 4 versus what he looked like in the first one. It's a bit jarring. Moonlight Park. Okay, we've unlocked the last tour. Ladies and gentlemen, this series is coming to an end. It's probably not. Because I'm very shit. Excuse me. Oh, look at that. He's got a crown. King Rio. He says Rio. Let us not forget from a previous video. Wait for it. Where's he gone? Where's Williamus? Oh no! I didn't actually want to select her. I just wanted to hear her name. In those sultry tones of the narrator, the announcer. Oh, bollocks. Well, smart fellow. Paid £1 to Ryo Hazuki. Now not using him. Oh well. Stuff to do, won't it? Smooth. Oh, moosh. What am I doing? Let's pop Sonic in the face. I was thinking about getting the original Sonic and Sega All-Stars Racing. Oh, fucking tit balls. I don't know if it might be a bit overkill, but you know, due to the enormous amount of views these videos are getting, I couldn't resist trying to capitalise on that success. You know what I mean? Might even do a Mario Kart playthrough. I'm not going to do any of these. I don't know what I'm going to play through next. This has been strangely fun, and it's much cheaper than therapy, so you know, in that respect, it's a sound investment on my behalf. Depends on your therapist though. I had a therapist who was like £30 an hour. Actually, it was £30 for 50 minutes. It wasn't very good, but you do get what you pay for. You know, if you have mental health issues, and you got mental health issues, I'll let you see one of them brain doctors. He'll tell what's wrong with you. He'll be like, here mate, your brain, something wrong with it. No, I, you know, put a lot of stock in the mental mental health professionals. Put a lot of stock in them. That doesn't really... I was trying to say they're good, but putting a lot of stock in them just means that I need them. They're the only thing keeping me together. Which was not my intent. Yeah, I don't know. Yes, mental health, it's a thing. I wish there was mental health steroids, do you know what I mean? How good would that be? I'm not quite sure what they do. I don't think you want a bigger brain, because I think any form of swelling within your skull is probably going to immediately kill you. So that's not so good. Although steroids can be, or in fact are, extremely detrimental to your health, so I guess it would make sense. I don't know. Who among us wouldn't like to be smarter? Stephen Hawking, he seems content. Do you know what I mean? You ever read one of his books? Me neither. I'm assured he's a smart fella. Also, someone told me he cheated on his wife, which... How does a man, and I don't mean any disrespect, how does a man who's paralysed completely cheat on his wife? Was he on Plenty of Fish? Is that what was happening? Is that really cheating? What constitutes cheating is another question. You know, I think you could draw the line at what? A kiss is a form of cheating, I'd say. I suppose talking to other women is cheating. But what could he have possibly been saying in those messages to constitute cheating? I dread to think. Because also, you know, you send a slutty message to a girl, not that I do this, but I'm under the impression it's like, oh, I'd like to do this to you, I'd like to do that to you. Poor Stephen Hawking could barely move. He's probably saying, I'd like to have a walk in the park with you. Whoa, wouldn't that be nice? Because those are his dreams and ambitions. They're not sexual. I don't know if they're his dreams and ambitions. They probably should be. If I was in his position of extreme intelligence, but also, you know, statuesque lack of mobility. That doesn't really make sense, does it? If I couldn't move and was in a wheelchair, my ambitions probably would be to be able to move and not be in the wheelchair. So, I'm not quite sure why I brought that up, really. Is it called a wakeboard? What's the skateboard that's really long? So you put wheels in Stephen Hawking. In theory, he could have that mobility. And if it was controlled by his computer, he could be a car. See, he's as smart as he is, he could be a bit smarter, couldn't he, really? That's what I'd do if I was Stephen Hawking. Be a bit more mobile. Just get a Ferrari and map that to his computer interface rather than a wheelchair. Then people won't feel sorry for him. They'll be like, oh, sick, it's Stephen Hawking, he's way cool. Instead of like, poor Stephen Hawking. I don't know. And maybe he's just too intelligent to concern himself with such trivial things as looking cool. I'm not very intelligent at all, and I'm very much desperate to look cool at any turn. Haven't achieved it yet, but you know, you never know. Sometimes it works out, doesn't it? Like sometimes you'll be the only grown-up at a children's birthday party, like 9-year-olds or something. You'll accidentally say the word shit, and they'll all giggle and be like, oh, he's well cool, he swears. Obviously, you know, in a couple of years' time, they'll grow up and realise you're a complete knob. But for that brief moment, in their eyes, you were cool. So, maybe I have been cool before, briefly, in the eyes of children. God, that's a terrible statement, isn't it? Moving swiftly on. Anyway, Sonic and All-Stars Racing Transformed. You may have heard of it. I am playing it. Oh, I wonder if that's the original voice actor for Rio. It sounds like it. He does sound a bit less stiff. Obviously the voice acting in Shenmue was notoriously awful. Although, I think I've mentioned this before, like, bad voice acting in games was not actually something that got picked up on my radar when I was a kid. I was just like, they're speaking! I'm grateful for that, you know what I mean? It didn't matter that everything was just disjointed, awful, made no sense. Even today you get this in games. Where, if you play a game like The Last of Us, right, the voice acting in that, the characters, obviously, they put them in sort of motion capture suits and stuff like that, and they literally play out the scenes, which is really cool. But at the very least, what you want is the actors to be in the same booth, even if they're not doing the mocap, and bouncing off of one another, because then the dialogue isn't disjointed, it feels more natural, it feels really good. I think they had that in like the Batman games, the Arkham games I should say. They definitely had it in Uncharted, and like I say, The Last of Us, and it's really good quality voice acting, right? But in these sort of Shenmue days, there'd be one bloke reading an entire script, and then a month later, halfway across the planet probably, there's another bloke reading the sort of responses to that. So there's no connection whatsoever, there's no flow to the conversation. It's like, would you like a sandwich? I would like a sandwich! It's just like, that's not what you'd say, is it? I hope. I mean, it might be what you say, you certainly wouldn't deliver it in that awful, stilted manner. I don't know, I've got fungal diarrhea. Although, judging from my session on the toilet at the physio this morning, it's not the only diarrhea I've currently got, but I digress. Got another level on the go. Oh, I should keep an eye on the time, really, shouldn't I? 15 minutes I've been waffling shit for. Billy Hatcher. I want to play Billy Hatcher. It's a unique looking game. It's not on the GameCube. Am I right thinking that? I don't know if there was a Dreamcast release. Don't know. Oh shit! Drift challenge. Today is like I think the 5th of February. I want to say 20 of the 16, and it is the release day for XCOM 2. So I'm well excited about that. Obviously, when this video gets uploaded, mankind will have succumbed to the alien scum. No idea what I was saying. When this video gets released, yeah, I don't know when I'm gonna upload it. Oh my god, that was terrible. But it'll be a long time after that game comes out, and by then, hopefully, I would have played it. But yeah, the original XCOM Enemy Unknown was such a fantastic game. I've not actually beaten it, but it was such a wonderful way to modernise that series, whilst maintaining its sort of very in-depth tactical elements, the base building, the turn-based battles, the destructible environments, which is a thing I really enjoyed. Like, I like destruction in games, just any amount really. Games like Red Faction, I absolutely just adore the concept of being able to sort of destroy anything, and the use of physics to watch those buildings crumble. Even a game like Earth Defense Force, where it's sort of very much, it doesn't feel dynamic. Chunks of the building just delete from the scene, but you know, it's nice to feel like you're doing it. And XCOM had a much more dynamic implementation of destructible environments, because obviously you're destroying the cover that the enemy are using, so you're opening them up to be more vulnerable to attack, and vice versa. And that was something that's really cool about the game. And that's one of the things that they seem to have expanded in the sequel. Just an even greater level of destructibility. I'm not saying that's why you should buy it. Apparently the gameplay is a great deal better as well. And I know that they've obviously spoilers in the original. The canon ending they've gone with is that the aliens won, and now the roles are kind of reversed from the first game, where you're fighting back the aliens rather on a planet they overrun, rather than vice versa. But what's cool about it is, in the original XCOM Enemy Unknown, something that was quite annoying was the fact that you'd have to sort of explore the map and search for the enemies at the beginning of each level. That's just how it worked. And it was, it was fine at the time, but if you play enough of that game, it starts to get on your nerves, this constant, unchanging format. But in the new one, you basically can take the enemies off guard and capture them by surprise, which is really cool. So it is literally a reversal of roles from what was happening in the original game. So I think that alone is going to give it a really nice new dynamic. Other than that, I don't know a great deal about it. I've not read about too much of it. I've not watched too many videos because I don't want to spoil it for myself. And I am determined to play Enemy Unknown to completion before I actually start playing that. And hopefully at which point it will go down in price anyway. Anyway, enough of XCOM. It's got nothing to do with this video. Check out my sick Afterburner cabinet. God, I'm glad I spent 99p on this DLC. Although I probably could have got like 5 games in a humble bundle for that price. Whatever. This game actually came from a humble bundle some years ago. So ridiculous. This is just an arcade cabinet. I fucking love this. So notice, yeah, these levels aren't as hard as I thought they were going to be. I remember I had the issue with the, I was going to say the Walking Dead level, the House of the Dead level, and I really thought the difficulty was going to spike after that, but it doesn't actually seem to. I mean, it's just a couple of different races, difficult courses. This music's so cool. It reminds me of Afterburner Climax, which is just a phenomenal game that was available on the Xbox 360 and the PlayStation 3. I'm slightly worried that they pulled that game. But you should check out footage of it. It was an arcade game originally. It's absolutely phenomenal. It's my favourite Outrun game. Outrun game, Afterburner game. Jesus Christ, kids. Do stay in school, don't take drugs. Afterburner Climax is my favourite Outrun game. What the fuck? Bit Shinobi. Alright, I'm going to do this one more race and we'll call it a wrap for this video. I think this video has been bad enough to get me banished from YouTube permanently. And ultimately, that is my goal. It's not. My goal is actually... I would like to get... full disclosure, I'd like to get 400 subscribers. It's not that much. I've got like 356, I think. But I've had that amount for about 4 years. And like once a week, it'll go up to 57 and then back down to 56. Occasionally it'll go to 55. I don't know, it's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. I don't know how I ever managed to get any subscribers back in the day when I was just posting videos about my absurd spending habits. But you know, I did like the little community I was involved in then. I think a lot of them have moved on. Some of them unfortunately have passed on. They are no longer with us. On YouTube, they're probably still living. Well, you don't know, do you? Anyone could be dead. I could be dead right now. How do you know that I didn't die uploading this video? See, think about that. And then you'll be like, all those times you were slagging me off, you'll think to yourself, oh, what an arsehole I've been, because now he's dead. You ever have that? Remorse for people you don't like when they perish? That's a strange feeling, isn't it? Like you're somehow responsible for them dying because you didn't like them. It's a bit weird. I've wished a lot of people did. That's probably not a good thing to do either. But you know, do unto others and all that. It's a good chance that all my ill wishing will come back to haunt me, and you know, everything works out that way. So that's disturbing. Man, I am not the stunt master, am I? Oh! He said that, and then he super jumps like a whore. Like a boss. Like a whore boss. Guess that's a pimp. Oh, mate, no. No, I'm not a pimp at all. At all. Sounds quite aggressive, doesn't he? Although, in fairness, I think his dad got murdered in 1980 something. It's now 2016 and he still hasn't solved that mystery, so no wonder he's upset. He did seem quite bummed out about it at the time. I believe his exact words were, "Father!" Anyway, can't sit here and chat forever. Yeah. Apologies if this has been particularly incoherent. I am fucking tired. But regardless of that, I've won several races and still edging towards completion. So excited about that. Thanks for watching. As always, like, comment, subscribe, all that shit. And God willing, if I survive, I'll be back with yet another video of the continuing adventures of Ryo Hazuki.